Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 14 properties, and I can't kick this cold. I can still hear it in my voice. Maybe these new lights will UV filter out the bug or whatever I've got in me. Anyway, tomorrow Colin Best is coming in. Local councillor Colin Best, and appraiser, wears a lot of hats, wonderful guy. And we're going to talk about the process on camera. We're going to film the video about taking a lot with an old rundown house that's really not worth anything to begin with, and how do you get that to custom built home? That's a question a lot of people have, so we're going to break down the steps for you. And I'm not afraid to say I work in this business every day. There's still some things I don't know about that, and that's why I thought it'd be such a cool video to shoot. I know the basic process and steps, but we're going to really try and break it down into very edible steps that somebody could do as a bit of a kind of overview of the whole process. So that's exciting. Colin Best also said something to me many times. He said, there's a term in appraisals called, close but not too close. And so a couple of today's homes are in locations that from a valuation perspective maybe are not ideal. However, there may be some positives in there. So let's get started with episode, I don't know, we're probably 1,200 episodes in on Daily Homes. I can't believe it, but let's do it. A 481 Pitfield number 9 is $324,900. 3-bedroom, 2-washroom, condo fees $325,000. I had clients that bought a place earlier this year in this complex on the same side, and they paid less than $300,000 for it. We've seen some good sales on Childs, and there's a little bit of a shortage of inventory right now, especially for the good ones. So this is, when I looked at it, I thought, the price isn't bad. I didn't think it was a steal of a deal, but they sold it fast. Within 24 hours, there's an offer on it. So it might have even gone in competition. It does back onto Ontario. So usually in valuation world, that's a negative influence on value. But the pro, and we're going to talk about this a couple times, is that even though it's busy, you don't really have a neighbor right behind you. You don't have someone who you can see in the kitchen cooking food and so on. The deck looks pretty nice too. So again, nice looking home. This would probably be one of the higher sales in this complex if it does end up selling at or above asking, which when you sell that fast, there's a good chance they did something good. Now, I thought I'd play some theme music. Isn't this horrible? This is virtual tour music for 1077 Cooper. Okay, I gotta stop it. I can't listen to that anymore. This is a Clayton model built by Madme. It's not a very common model. It's 1,300 square feet. There's a separate room in the front, and then you've got a kitchen overlooking a family room. A little hard to fit an eat-in this kitchen. So it's a little smaller than a Croftside. It's not as popular as the Croftside models, but it does have the 2 full bathrooms upstairs. And we see homes a couple hundred square feet smaller with 1 bathroom upstairs that are asking $420, $425, $430 right now. So at $409, they were at $429, didn't sell it. $409 now. I gotta say, on paper, this looks really good. Now, the mystery to me on this one is that it says it has a finished basement. There's a rec room here, but there's no pictures. So I don't know if maybe that's the thing that's holding them back. But I know even if you walked in to this home, paid $20,000 just in renovations and improvements, that if you made it look better, that I'm confident the value's definitely there. So I think this looks amazing. I mean, homes around this size, a little bit bigger, I've seen sell for $450, $470, $480, $409. Really good deal. Black Drive is $450. Smart move, not $449.9, because at $450 you're actually double bracketing. So we talked about this in previous episodes. You're actually in 2 different price ranges. This is another one like Ontario that backs onto a busy street. So we've got Thompson. It's a nice looking home, pot lights, dark kitchen cabinets, stainless steel appliances. There's actually really nice bedroom sizes upstairs. And then you have I believe this is a builder finished basement. The builder did finish quite a few of them. And a decent sized yard. You're going to find it's going to be noisy. If you have company over, you're going to go, what? Excuse me? But there's nobody looking over you. That's the reframe that one of my clients said to me. He says, Chuck, I like this because then at least I know that I don't see anybody from my backyard. I don't care about the noise. It's the sight line that I care about. So anyway, if that's like you, this might be a good opportunity. We've seen this model backing onto busy streets sell for around this price, plus or minus. I think it's going to sell really well. The Bustle's a bit bigger than black, 465. The Parquet may turn some people off. It actually doesn't look that bad when you stain it a bit darker. So you just have to sand it down and restain. Your couple dollars a square foot to do that. The rest of it looks very clean. There's even this nice little built-in fireplace in the master, which we don't see very often. Very well presented home. It does back onto green space. This is called a berm. The kids love it in the winter because it's like a little toboggan hill right in the backyard. Excuse me. But the train goes right behind here. So this is a sound barrier that's built up to help with, I guess, the noise reflection from the train. Privacy, right? I mean, if nothing else, you're getting somewhere where, you know, you're really not seeing neighbors behind you, but you do hear the train. Now, some people say you don't even notice the train after a while. Some people say from the day I moved in, I couldn't stand it. I think it's really a personal preference thing. I've heard both sides of the story. So, I don't know. See if you can maybe sleep over here and see what it's like. I mean, what else do you do, right? I mean, you can ask the neighbors, but everybody's different in their perception of something like that. Now, McClanahan looks like a nice home inside. So about 1,500 square feet, professionally finished basement. It's 2 doors down from Thompson, right? So you're going to hear the busier street, the countertops, everything looks nice in the kitchen. Great photos, nice presentation here. But the thing is they're competing against stuff at like $450 that's pretty good on black, and I don't know. I mean, you gotta look at, here's the thing, excuse me, when you price a home, I think you can look at historical sales. That's one perspective, but I think the thing that a lot of people miss is, what am I competing against, right? So what else is out there? And it sucks when a whole bunch of good stuff lists on the same day that you list, because then the whole game changes right off the bat. But you have to look at that and say, how do I fit in? Realistically, if a buyer was looking at all of these homes, would they choose mine as being the best value? So anyway, I think they'll have a tough time just because of competition, but I do like the home, and I think the gallery and the photos look really good. So Peru Road, 649.5, 85 by 253 foot lot. The home just looks like kind of a quaint 1.5 story home. Nice pictures, again, nice library. Get a good feeling in a home like this. And interesting ceiling angles, and very close to town too. So Peru Road is just north of Steeles. So there's Steeles there, and then you've got Market Drive where all the fast food is, industrial. So we're basically just a little bit west of Bronte and Steeles. Now it's this little lot right here. This is called natural heritage zoning, and so it's basically the same as floodplain, is that you're gonna have a real tough time changing the footprint. You might be able to build up on a home like this, but it's already 1.5 stories. But on a lot that size, I mean, most people might think custom home. It's going to be tricky with this zoning. This is basically like natural heritage. It's, you know, it's wetland and environmentally sensitive type of land. And then also on the other side of Peru, there's some trees here, but you've got industrial manufacturing on this side. So I don't know how that would impact somebody with noise and so on. And then you start getting into the Tremaine and all the Milton Heights and all the potential development that could happen there. You just want to be very careful with the land around you on a home like this. Campbell Avenue looks wonderful inside, 679, 57 by 159 foot lot. And this is in Campbellville, and you can see how much work they've put into this home. Campbell Avenue is right across from the train tracks, so now you don't have it in the backyard, you've got it in front of you. Probably better to have it in front of you, especially if you're entertaining guests behind, is that it's probably, the house acts as a natural barrier for sound. Really cool looking house though. I would say for the amount of finishes and upgrades they put into this one, could be doing well. It's a 100-plus-year-old home, so it's a century home. We're talking about definitely getting a good inspector, checking the wiring, the plumbing. There are some issues in this home that, if not fixed, could cause problems with insurance and just extra costs down the road. So hopefully in the process of cosmetic renos, they've done some of the structural things as well. 344 Alexander Crescent, 749.9. Might have been good if they did 750,000, just like we talked about on the one on Black. You've got a wide corner lot here. A little bit funny that they didn't continue to fence this in. Some parts of Alexander are close to the highway, busy roads, and so I'm thinking on this one, it's on the safe side of the street. It's on the into the subdivision, not backing onto anything scary. You can see there's homes behind, and it's quite a nice home. Now, Northridge 2805, that may be the square footage of this home plus a finished basement. And if you look at what else is out there right now, this is a good price. So that's the list for today. There's a couple more we didn't talk about at the end, but you can check the link down below. And if you have any questions, let us know. We're here to help you. That's what we do here at Milton Daily Homes. And I'm excited to bring you that video all about development. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.